Hello, marry me. So first let me say that my next hair tutorial will probably be up tomorrow or the day after, because today is a washing day, so my hair looks very fatty, so I don't want to do it today, but I should probably have time to do it tomorrow. Now what I want to do right now is review a book. The book I want to review is The Crystal Healing Bible by Sue Lilly. Practical divination techniques that harness a million years of earth energy to reveal your lives, loves, and destiny. Like I said, it's by Sue Lilly. Now, the first issue I might have with this book, and it's not a bad book, but the one issue I have with it is the title. The Crystal Healing Bible. You can find a little bit about crystal healing in here. The subtitle really says much more: practical divination techniques, because the reason why you want to get this instead of the gazillion other gem dictionary things out there is that this has a lot about crystal divination. If you're interested in crystal divination, this is it. Many crystal books have just this little blurb about crystal divination. This one has several chapters. But why it is not then just named crystal divination, I don't know. But this is from a line of books that is published like this. It has a ring of whatever around it, and it says basically the blah 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 healing Bible. And so I suspect it is another book renamed for this series. Other than that, what's in this book? Well, first of all, it is spiral bound. Now, I don't have a particular problem with that. It's comfortable enough to read, but it does squeak when you open it. I mean, I have this old leather jacket that I have gotten from one of my hubby's uncles. It's really old and it's like scuffed all over and so on. I think it's really cool. Anyway, that squeaks a lot less than this book. It squeaks a lot, which can be a problem when you are sound sensitive. If you aren't, then you will probably have no problem with this book. Anyway, one thing that I do like about it is that it has a lot of nice pictures, and it is illustrated all through. Yeah, one more thing about the spiral binding. One thing that can be very useful about spiral binding books is that you can then just flip them around and you can sit and read them like that. You can't do this because it has this cover on the back, so I don't really know why would they then spiral bind them. It makes no sense. But yeah, so like I said, there's lots of nice illustrations, photograph of gemstones all through the book, and it has of course a contents. And let me read those, because really telling you about the contents of a book will tell you a lot more about it than if I just go on and blah blah blah. Yes. So we have an introduction chapter which contains a foreword of where do crystals come from, crystal energy, healing powers of crystals, and sitting with a crystal. So here basically you have one chapter about healing with crystals. Then we come to the chapter Divination, which has then the under chapters: traditions and techniques, principles of crystal reading, choosing your personal stone, setting the scene, balancing your mind, methods of crystal reading, pendulum dowsing, casting the crystals, interpretation in the crystal, interpreting the compass board, and interpreting the astrological board. Now, what do I like and what don't I like? As a primer to crystal divination, this is quite good. You have a lot of these topics. The problem is, it isn't that big of a book, and really most of it is focused on a crystal dictionary. And that crystal dictionary is quite nice. It has 2 or 3, if I don't remember correctly, it's 3 full pages for each crystal with lots of nice pictures and so on, so you can easily identify your stone. But when so much of the book is dedicated to divination, it's from page 20 to page 57, then really you want something more out of it. And I feel that even if you read this book, you won't become and follow the advice and so on, you won't become a proficient crystal diviner, because it has so much stuff. The best I can say about it is that it will give you a lot of information on how to use crystals to boost the divination techniques that you otherwise use. How to use it to, in combination with astrology and so on, how to use a crystal pendulum specifically, and so on and so forth. As such, it is the bad primer, but it sort of makes it a little bit of a wasted book, in that if you already do crystal divination, this is too spread out information to give you anything new, and if you don't, it doesn't give you enough information to really get started. But since I haven't seen a lot of books on crystal divination, I have to give them props for at least having a good section on it. See how many pages this is all in all. 200 and something, 224 including the index. And yes, that is one thing I do really like. It has a nice index in the back. You can't see because my camera is crappy, there you can see it, which allows you to find what you want very easily. Now let's get to the meat of the book. That runs from page 60 to page 214, and that is the crystal directory, also basically the lexicon of crystals. So let's just take a random one, peacock ore. As you can see, it has if I can press this, there you can see it. It has a good bit of information. It has a nice picture of the stone, that's page 1 of it. And here is page 2 and 3. So basically it gives you pretty good information. There's bloodstone, the same one, the first page gives general information. Then you have basically suggested crystal readings, which then ties into the crystal reading things that you have for all of them, I think. And the divination things. So yeah, as such, it does give you that. They all have at least one page with information on what the divination meaning of a stone is. And as such, you can, for example, do a very, very simple crystal divination. You basically take some tumble stones in a bowl. You swirl them around. Carefully, you don't want to ship them. And you do this, you have your eyes closed, and you open your eyes and you just pick the stone that you first notice, that you're first drawn to. Don't try to look which do I feel the most for. Just pick the one that feels best for you there and then, and you see the divination meaning of them. That's one method. So you can use this book definitely. And in the back of the book, let me see if I can find the section here. There is some crystal magic, and that's a pretty nice section. I wanted to show me, and there's a lot of stones in here. So yeah, crystal magic. It has basically some spells. It has invisibility and protection from harm. Squawk, 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 the book says. And yeah, I haven't been reading this when my hubby is home, but I have a feeling this book would drive him insane. Abundance and Fulfillment. So this is a book best for people who are single. If you really want to annoy your partner, you can go and you can squeak this book at them. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. Yes. If you want to get single, that's a good method. Perhaps it should be in the relationship section. How to get rid of bad dates. Squeak this book at them. Abundance and Fulfillment. General healing spell. And that's quite it. Now, the crystal magic section is quite nice. It has one little blurb about what it is, and then these very simple, very basic spells on how to use crystals in magic. Now, of course, it isn't focused on crystal magic, so there's a limit to it, but you get enough to get you started. It does use a fair amount of stones, and the spells are a bit complicated for beginners, I would say, because they have a lot of steps. But all in all, I think that section is very good. The Crystal Dictionary, I think, is fairly good. It gives good basic information, and it gives the divination meaning, which is good. The divination section is okay, but it's more of an introduction to the topic. And as such, it wastes a lot of space in the book without giving you something that is very easy to use. So, yeah. Other than that, I would say that it should be named Crystal Divination, not Crystal Healing, because the focus of this book is Crystal Divination, not Crystal Healing. But of course, you can use the information you have on the stones for healing as well. And the Crystal Healing Bible is a ludicrous title for it. It is far too squeaky, it's very stupidly bound. The pictures in it is very pretty. The quality of the paper is very glossy and nice, as you can see here. Very glossy and nice. And yeah, I like the book, but I feel that it is a bit uneven, and that some sections should have either have been longer or cut out, and that if they wanted to have something about crystal divination, let's have it about crystal divination. Let's cut everything else and have the sections on how to use crystals for divinations bigger. I would give this book about 6 out of 10. It's useful. There's better books out there for basically for crystal dictionaries. If you're interested in crystal divination, this might be for you. Though you might want to read up a bit about these different techniques first, but the Crystal Dictionary, which focuses so much on the divination meaning, is rather unique. I haven't seen that in a lot of other books, which makes this a decent book to get for your library. So 6 out of 10. And that is my review of the Crystal Healing Bible by Sue Lilly. Yeah, and it is published by Cartwell Books. Have a great day, and blessed be.